Oh, and there it is. Okay, people then. So we should be live now. Couple of minutes late, but not to worry. And we will be on for roughly about an hour tonight because I have a call on there. So we'll give a couple of minutes for everybody to start popping on. Hopefully it's going on to both it's got the ticks on YouTube and Facebook. All right, so a few people on there already, so just let me know if everybody can hear me okay. All right. Hi, Tara. Front row seat, yay. Definitely. So can you hear me? Let me know if everybody can hear me okay, all right? And how is everybody doing then? Okay, been a very busy week. I am good. Petri, can you hear me okay as well, though? Can everyone hear me all right? Good. Cool. So, I'm upstairs in the office upstairs, and I've got the lamp come on because when we put the other light on, it makes everything go all wavy and horrible and everything like that. Hiya, Mike. How you doing? All right, Tom. Rosamond, yes, loud and clear. Cool. Petri, great sound. Good. Tara, you can hear clearly. Excellent. Beverly, yeah, good. Okay, excellent. Well, happy Friday night to everyone. Hey, Wendy, how are you doing? All right, Paul. Good to see everybody on. Hey, June. Excellent. Lots of people on. So, the like I say, I've got a call on this evening. All right, just remember, if you're on Facebook and you're going on, if you haven't put your name in the StreamYard thing, I don't know how to do it, by the way. I've never seen it, but then all I see is Facebook user, not your name. Okay, so I've just finished classes. I've just literally come. We've been doing like a belt presentation for the kids. Hey, Tara. So it's been like really busy there. And just got back and trying to set everything up. And because I've got a call going on to another sovereign group that want to chat with me, so like at 8:30 today. So I thought, well, at least I can get on and do a little bit before. So I'm just making a couple of notes of something I was thinking about so that I don't forget. Okay. We've got some big stuff that we're working on that people are going to want to know about. What's that saying? More credit. Hiya, how are you doing? All right. Remember, Facebook, if it says Facebook user, then that's all I can see. Okay. Now then. I've been talking like with a lot of people this week and last week, building up to yesterday, 11/11. All right, very satanic sign. Very, and hi Jez, how are you doing? And what they've been doing, I've been working with a load of people on like their notices and everything like that. Hiya, Murray, how are you doing? I am well, thank you very much. But yeah, all about obviously their job, their work, what they do. What you're talking about, people like in care homes and stuff like that. Okay. Now, I don't watch television, so I don't know what goes on in the news, but somebody sent me something. I'm sure they had said that what's his name? Savit, Javit, shithead, dithead had like postponed the what do you call it? Like the date for if you're in the NHS But the people that live in the will live in the homes, that work in the homes, the home industry, it was yesterday. Hiya, Vilma. And yesterday was the cut-off date. So, for all of these care workers, to have the two doses of jelly beans, 2 great big jelly beans shoved up the backside. Okay, so I know, and I'm some of them, I'm working as well in different countries, not just in the UK. And I had said the same, and it's all right. I do need to say it because I want people to do this thing, because you have to put yourself in this position to make sure that they do the wrong thing to you, if that makes sense. All right. You can't walk away. You can't give up, because if you give up your job, then you've got no comeback. Even if they're saying, oh, you have to have this, you have to have that, you have to stand on one leg and eat jelly beans. But if you walk out, you've walked out, so you need to be pushed out. You need to be fired. Hiya, Bernadette. It is. It certainly is. It is for sure. Horrendous tyranny. But so one person, I'm not going to obviously say any names or anything like that, and I was trying to help them and do notices and everything like this. And I need notices. I need to talk to you about notices as well. I want to say something like about them. Make a note on there. And I said, make sure you turn up for work. Now, I just want to tell you, so this guy, he's turned up at the care home. It all it's nice in it, getting dumped by text nowadays. But that's to make sure you go in, and you got to go in and you tell them, I'm coming into work, I'm going to walk in. And they're basically having bouncers at the doors of care homes to stop them going into work, it's like, can you imagine how ridiculous this is? That right, people are turning up to go to work to look after the sick and the elderly, right? Look after these vulnerable people that they have done sometimes for years and years and years, and then they've got basically bouncers on the door to stop them going in, with some wicked witch of the West that thinks that that they're doing the right thing because they took the 30 pieces of silver, right, dirty silver at that, and are saying, well, it's the law, and the law says you can't come in unless you tell us your information, by the way, right? Not, it's not saying you have to have it. What they're saying is, hiya, Diana, hi, Eileen, you have to supply us with your private medical information, right? That is the point. I know this might be a bit glary, but it's the only way I can get the light to work. If I put the normal light on, it interferes with the camera. So, all right. Paul, there's some crazy people. Dimeball, how you doing, man? Good to see you. THEMIB, evening to you too. All right. I think I said hi to Diana. But so, and I had said, make sure you turn up, make sure you go in, and he did. I mean, a few others did as well, and other parts of the world, and so they were there, and they wouldn't even let him go in to actually get the stuff out of his locker, right? He had to give this wicked witch of the West his key to his locker, so this witch could go in and get his private personal stuff out of his private locker to give to him. And that's it. You're terminated. You can't come back, because you will not provide private personal medical information. All right. This is where we're at. But, I need to hiya, Richard. How are you doing? Good morning. I'm never in mourning. I'm only in celebration. But so you must be with Where would you be? Where would you be then if it's morning? Hawaii. Janine's speaking to someone in Hawaii, and it's morning time. Linda, right? Okay. I get confused sometimes with people's names on Facebook. Good. Yeah, you got to lose that fear when you're dealing with these people. Okay, there's nothing to worry about. That's just someone I'm talking to on there made a comment, and it's obviously talking about fear, which is like what a lot of people are going through. Australia, yeah. How far is that from Hawaii then? The Australia in what time is it now? 7:15. How far behind is that? About 11 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours behind us? No, in front of us, isn't it? In front of us, because you have New Year before we do, don't you? So you must be in front about like 10, 11 hours. Let me know anyway. Curious of that. Hi Peter, how are you doing? So I'm saying, but like the whole fear thing is what we're going through now, and what these people are trying to do with this what they're saying about the homes and everything like that. 5:30. Whoa. We all up early. I get up at 5:30 every morning. Get ready to take the dogs out. But yeah, this whole thing about like what they're doing, creating this extra fear. Okay. And I was just thinking about it today, and everything that you're looking at now that is going on today in this world, you got to be careful what you say, haven't you? And I'm saying some dodgy things at the minute. Hiya, Nicholas, how you doing? But they've been doing this obviously forever and ever and ever. But if you look at like sort of like in our what you could probably recall history, obviously we weren't there, right? But if you look from the 1900s, just from 1900 going forward, and they called it. We've just had this Sunday will be like Remembrance Sunday, is it? We just had 11/11, the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month. You don't understand until you actually really, or you don't fathom it until you really start pushing hard on research and realize what they mean by 11/11/11/11. How they're trying to turn it because it's actually good and powerful. But hi, Michelle. But they're trying to turn it into evil. Which is what the things were in New York. The two of them. 11. Now the working on there, going to talk about what started. In what was it, 1913, was it? The first one that they said, and they had a big title for it. They like titles. They like giving us titles. Like instead of being a man or a woman, they want you to have a title, which I need to talk about as well, which is something to do with like the notices. I need to go over a little bit, but on that, the first one, right, and then the second one, which started in, what was it, 1939 till 1945, and it was just a massive way of getting rid of everybody in a big scale, all right? But when they did it, they created tons of mess, and they were the ones that had to be in charge of cleaning up the mess in a way, if you think about it. So they destroyed everything in a way that was destroying everybody. But because they did it in such a way that they did on the number one and the number two, right, created a lot of chaos, which I think, kind of made them think, I can't be bothered with this. This is too much work cleaning this up afterwards, and having all of these infrastructures that were absolutely wiped out. Not so much in England, but all over the rest of Europe and Japan and stuff like that. And it was just massive experiments that were going on then, that are still going on now. And it was just all about getting rid of, as many as possible. Hiya, Keith. Yeah, exactly. 33. That's what I was saying. and it's all Masonic, isn't it? Taken up to the 33rd level, pure evil, you know. Hi Aiden, good to see you, man. And what they do now is identical, but just they're not actually doing it by such a huge destruction method. Hey Gorby, all right? Excuse me. Oh, I hope I haven't got but well, you know, it's exactly the same thing what they're doing. It's I don't want to. I'm trying to think of how to say things without saying things. It's not easy, you know. All right, Dino. But hey, Marie, the they did the same then, and they had all the invasion. And I tell you, right, I've said this for ages and ages and ages. This whole place that we're on, this planet, I've always said it's a prison. It's a prison planet. We're also everyone that doesn't matter where you're from, and it's probably from different races because you come from different planets, and you ended up on this planet because it's a prison. All right, the so we're all being punished in a way, but you know, however this has been infiltrated by these other evil entities, and they're actually running this thing. The they have decided that they want rid of like a certain type of creature on this planet that looks kind of like us, right? And that's what they're trying to do. They did it on the first one, they did it on the second one, and this is the third one. Only what they're not doing, they're not using the tanks and the planes and the bombs. Okay, they're using little syringes, and they are using the same as what they did before. If you think about it, they're still, you know, the experiments and everything like that that they were doing in all of these hideous places that were discovered after. They've never stopped doing that. They've been doing that all the time. And they're still doing it, and now this is what they've made it an even bigger one, an even bigger experiment of what they can do with these things. Okay, now in number 1 and number 2, right, in the 1900s, I've always said this as well, you know, like from the very beginning, that there wasn't one against the other, right? There wasn't like Russia against whatever, or Germany against whatever. All the leaders. I'm not talking about like the soldiers. They just, you know, I was in the forces. That literally, they always said it's very good for being on that level of things because you're just like a mushroom. Yeah, they keep you in the dark and they feed you bullshit, and that's all it was. And that's been the same forever. And you run out, and you're the ones that are actually getting all the bullshit and getting killed and everything like that, because that's what they need. But they need you to kill lots of other people as well, while they're doing all the rest of it. Hiya, Mary. Hiya, Barry. All right. Good to see you. Oh, Nitya. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, you know, it's it's definitely a hard training ground to come on here, you know, but that it is what it is, and we've all apparently volunteered to come here and learn all of these special lessons. But you know, we got to remember exactly what we're in. We literally are in World War III. So, you know, and we've just done a belt grading tonight for well, we've been doing it with the for the all week. And the reason why we've been doing it all week, normally what we would have done, when I say normally, we'd have like had the what do you call it? We would have hired a big sports center. We would have brought all the students in the sports center. We would have had all the parents and everything, and it would have been a display and everyone clapping for everyone, cheering and that. And then we would have presented everyone's belts and had a big event for it. But we rang the sports center. They wouldn't let us in. Again, we've never done one or been in one since March. Must have been March 2020. Yeah, I forget what year it is and everything now. It's just all blurred. It's just, but yeah. So we've never done anyone for like nearly 2 years at a sports center, and so I've done 2 now this way. Where I'm always look, we're going to present it at the class. So we'll just do it per class. So, you know, it's obviously it's all right because we're in a smaller venue being at the gym, but like, you know, you can't really make it a big event. And we do not want, hiya, Margaret from Scotland. Lovely. We don't want too many people in, like, you know, not for them for any peculiar reason, but for us, you know, we're going to keep it the way we want it, you know, but, you know, we were very, very open. We don't do anything like, you know, like with inside like the gym or anything. And even the parents, we brought the parents in so that they could all watch the kids get it just per class, you know. And you see these people coming in, and you see, and a lot of them, you know, and the fear, it's fear, all created through these experiments of psychology, all these psychological experiments that they're doing, and all of it's getting recorded, by the way. There isn't anything happening on any small scale around the country that they don't know about and they don't monitor. Everything is getting watched. There'll be people everywhere that are reporting on this. They're all taking their hiya, Rich. It is, mate. It is good. They're all taking a 30 bits of silver to do their little bit of reporting, you know, everywhere. And it's no different to what it was in the first or the second time that they did it in the 1900s. You've got to remember there've been tons of wars like before that and everything like that, and all these so-called revolutions and everything. You know, even when I was shown like on another video, and I took it up to the house up there, and they've got two big obelisks. Okay, you know what I said? Well, a lot of people, hopefully you all know what the obelisks are anyway, right? And there's two of them lined, one over this side and one over that side. This one fell down, but however long, but they're directly in line with each other. And in the middle is this massive house, which was from the de Laval family, right? Who invaded England in like 1066 with William the Bastard, they called him. That was his title, all right? And then because they helped him, and they got given all this land over here, and it's still owned by the same family now. This is from 1066, all right? And it's passed down. They still call them lords and dukes and that bullshit. And there's these obelisks that stick up like that, and it's like, you know, Nimrod. That's what Nimrod is. Nimrod is a man, right, with a dog's head. And this is the Nimrod's penis sticking up like that. This is the phallic symbol of the satanic cult that run the world. And that basically is linked to their god Baal. Okay, I've said stuff like that, and I've went up and I've actually videoed it and showed you it and stuff like that there. And this is right here. This is, you know, with Northumberland, which is just below the Scottish border. But, well, you know, it is the Scottish border. There's Scotland, there's England, and Northumberland is the English county on the east, anyway, you know. Yeah, mate, thanks. Yeah, I'll tell them they did good. I did good, you know. But anyway, so you know, this is what the whole thing's about. This is all these wars and the weight out all these people, and that's all it's about. It's about the same. We are going through the same now as what. Imagine someone had said it the other day. Imagine what it was like being in that First World War, Second World War. My parents were, grandparents were as well. At different, obviously, you know, like levels and ages, and we all knew from that group someone who was involved in it one way or the other, you know, being either in there or supporting it through the work, you know. And this is the same thing going on now as what's like been going on forever. And you know, we're just going to see, you know, the way I look at it, you know, because everyone's like saying, is it the end? Is it the end? You know, it's never going to be the end. And I don't think, if you compare it to now, right, there's probably more people like us now than there was then, right? So if you think about it now and compare it, so back then you had what would call them conscientious, or I can't say that word, conscientious objectors, saying the war was bad. We don't want to be at war. the war is evil, blah, 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 blah. And everyone was attacking them, beating them, sometimes killing them for being a coward because you didn't want to fight for your country. You didn't love your country. Conscientious, I nearly said it properly there, objectors, right? Think about it. So these people would get attacked and humiliated and thrown out of their jobs, right? Not allowed to work. Does that sound familiar? All right. So what do you call them today? All right. So those conscientious objectors that were, like objecting to the war, right? Even in the Vietnam one, like which was the Americans, obviously not us, and it's the same thing, right? It's saying that it's just reminded me. Look, Lucas, they're the hippies, exactly, but there, right now, it's the people standing up for the jobs, or what they call the anti. Not your uncle, not your dad, not your mom, your auntie. And I'll not say the rest of it, right? They're the ones that are actually, getting attacked now in that same way. It's just like quite a thing. And the whole thing is just also, there's only one goal in mind, which is us. DE, which is like decapitate, which is remove the head, right, of us, the people, reducing it down like that. And then they've had this thing up in Glasgow. I don't know if it's still on or not, but and doing all these scumbags are all meeting up in Glasgow, and they're telling us, they all flew there. Everyone flew in. Shoot! All these jets flew in to tell everyone else in the world, stop using jets. All right. They all flew in, all these massive, great big planes flying in everywhere. And then they're traveling and they've got like cars to take them from one part, to the conference, to the hotel, to tell everyone else to stop using cars, to tell everyone else to stop flying in. That's why they all had to fly from all over the world and then drive from all over the country to tell everyone else to stop doing it. All right. And you watch, that's going to be, because this what we're doing now with all this, right? Yeah, crap, 26. That you're there, aren't you? Well, not there, but like that's where you are, in that city. Because the thing, right, Charlie, that resulted in Victor, that said that this is all what we'll have to do. Victor's gonna be there for years, right? It's gonna be there for years. But the Charlie bit's gonna disappear, and then, right, they're all gonna be panicking. Yeah, thought you were. They're all gonna be panicking about well, they're not panicking, but they're gonna be pushing us to panic about the climate. So we're replacing one Charlie with another Charlie. All right, bunch of Charlies. All right, and then I think they're gonna do worse things about like shutting everybody down and everything, because of the second Charlie than they did with the first Charlie. And it's gonna be, I don't know, like, I know I've got people from all over like the world. I've got loads and loads of people from the States and everything like that. But there is, I think, a lot of people speaking tonight there are from the UK as well. So just so you know, like, can anyone remember a guy called David Bellamy? I think I'm allowed to say his name. David Bellamy, lovely, lovely guy. Yeah, so all those diesel buses. Is that in Glasgow? Is it Linda? Got all in Glasgow. All the electric buses are all breaking down, so they're having to get towed away by all these diesel trucks. David Bellamy, is that who you're talking about, Jez? David Bellamy. Like, and he'd said years and years and years ago, and this is why he got kicked off the television, by the way. He'd said this is a load of rubbish. What you're talking about of like heating up the planet and all of that, that's just baloney. His word, not mine, baloney. I would have said bollocks. And he said it then, and he lost loads of jobs. You know, he lost loads of presenting jobs and everything. And when he said that, right, he said it on Blue Peter, so that use that are like, you know, in the UK, one of this children programs, and he was on one of these programs, and that's when he said it. And you know, and they ruined his life. Yeah, they ruined his life because of saying that. And he was a brilliant conservationist, you know, really about like looking after the countryside, looking after the plants and the animals and making it. But in reality, think about it. Who are the ones that go hunting foxes and ripping up badgers and stuff like that? It's these scumbags that say we should preserve the planet, you know. Right? You always see these posh bastards riding around on horses with stupid red suits and this going, going and killing innocent little animals. You know what I mean? And then saying preserve the planet. Yeah, right. It makes fucking sense to me, like, you know, arseholes. But and it's true. But that's going to be the next part of we'll call that World War IV after Charlie. So we've had Charlie World War III. We're going to have Charlie World War IV, which will be like the third. Sorry, the fourth part of the second C. Do you get me? Tell you what, it's tough trying to like speak in foreign languages, you know. But quick, 'cause I can't be on that long tonight because I've got a call with another group that want to talk about sovereignty. Another sovereign group. So what I want to talk about, and I've put a link in. I have put a link in the description. Now I don't know if you can see it or not. I have no idea. So I've put a link up there, and it's for a course on about being sovereign. Now what I mean by that, right, is part of why I brought up the first part of what I said was about like these people that are actually losing the jobs and getting thrown out of the jobs and that type of thing, all right? Because they are not going to join in the program. Okay, they're not going to have it. They're not going to do it. Right? They're like that. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to find out how you can keep going and replace your income, your job, and be sovereign. And what we mean by being sovereign is not relying on a boss. All right, not having a corporation look after you. Yeah, is it on there? Is it? What does that say? Dowd, the Attwood digital link thing. Got nothing to do with me or anything, but obviously you know you've seen me on the shows, mate, right? But the Mark Attwood, he runs this course, and it's to teach you how to actually. I don't know. I've actually looked at it. You know, I should do because he keeps telling me I should. You know, to help myself, but like I haven't done it yet. But it's like to take what's in your own head, your own knowledge, your own spirit, and actually put it on to a course where you could help people. And I know everyone says, "Oh, what can I teach?" Hey, everybody's looking for something. Everybody's looking for something. And if you've got some kind of knowledge that you can help people with, you can do a little mini courses, and he shows you how to do it. I don't know any. It's not what I do. I've tried these things. You know, I'm not brilliant at anything like that, but he is, right, Mark. And he's got this course. Now, I've put the link in the channel. I'm sure someone's just said that's there. Have a look at it, and you can go on and have a look at the course. It even says there, look, if you can't afford it because you've lost your job, don't pay yet. And that's amazing. And then pay at the end, all right? Or pay when you've made some sales from what you've done. But looking after yourself and looking after your family, this is how you become sovereign. That is like every time I've had to deal with somebody that's had a massive problem, right? And this is nothing like saying they're bad, but they've ended up, and I've been on benefits. I've lived in a car. I've been living out of bags. I've been homeless more than once, right? So, you know, I know what this is. And these people have ended up, you know, like being on benefits. And as soon as they hit a problem, right, be it like they get an HMRC problem or a debt problem, they take it out of the universal credit. That's what they call it now. That's why they all want you on universal credit. That's why you ought to make sure you learn something so you don't get on it, because they control everything then. Once you are on universal credit, and it's obviously not going to be your fault. You ended up, well, it wasn't whatever it was they did this is like back when we came back from Spain, we were living in a car. We had nothing, right? We had like me and Janine and 4 dogs in a car. And they wouldn't give us benefits. They went, you're not getting anything. You've just come back from Spain. You must have been living it up, like, So we were there with like literally nothing and no food or anything. And I went, well, no, I know you're not getting nothing, but that's how they're going to control you, by them attacking your benefit money. So if you end up in a position that you have to have universal credit and you be naughty and not do what you're told or not toe the line 100%, they just take it straight out. They deduct it at source and you never get to see it, and you never get the chance to talk about it or argue about it or put your case forward. It's just gone, and you're never gonna get any further forward, So, and I'm not saying that about about it's bad. Like I said, I couldn't. I've been there myself. I've been, in those positions, and it's a bad position to end up in, and it can be completely none of your fault. So we were at a position at one time, and we thought we had done everything right. We'd done all the courses on how to get involved in the property, and we had a property business, and we were like a rental property, the next rental property, the next rental property, and then we were doing what these courses said, and we thought we were doing fine. And the business, the gym that we had, right, the martial arts business, it was one of the best in the UK at the time, because we were top of the tree, really, everything. I was working like crazy. I was going pushing, and then come 2007, you could just see something was going wrong and everything like that. And even though we'd followed all the rules, we ended up losing everything, including our own home. So you're talking about just over £1 million in property, £1 million to having nothing, not even your own house, not even your own home, right? Which is, which in reality, when you're looking at it, it was actually designed to happen. That's what they designed to happen. They did it so that they could actually get everyone to boom, pull out that rug and drop everybody in a big pile. That's what it's for. And which links into the next part, was talking about at that time was when they had the bail-in at the Northern Rock Bank up where we live, right? It was a Newcastle a building society or a bank, whatever it is anyway, and it was the Northern Rock. And it was on all the news, and they actually had like everyone queuing up outside trying to get the money out. Well, banks haven't got any money. So not only have they not got any money in the bank, but they don't actually have any money in reality. So all these people were queuing up there waiting to get the money out, and they had police there to stop them getting into the bank, right, causing havoc, because there's no money, because the bank took it all. The bank did what they call a bail-in, boom, and took everyone's money. And then they did it on a bigger scale in Cyprus, right, and took the whole lot out, the whole island. It's just a little island, right? But like, it's just a bigger scale. They did it in one bank. Now they did it in the whole island. Now we know from that lady telling me, who works in that sector, that the central banks have sent it out to all the major banks. This is what you have to do a bail-in. Get ready to pull everyone's money. Okay, so they're waiting on doing it. Now we don't know when it's going to happen. It could be like this month, could be like 10 years. We don't know. That's the one thing we don't know, right? But okay, we know that kind of thing is going to happen. But the whole thing about what I was saying, the reason why we're talking about like Mark's course, is I think he's a genius and he's brilliant at what he does, and he will help people, even not paying him until after you start making money, on how to actually become sovereign. Not just you're sovereign here, you're born sovereign, like as in, right? Nothing can be sovereign except man or woman. The government can never be, but they try to be, they pretend to be, they tell everyone they are, and they are not, never will be. You were born it. That's it. You don't have to declaring sovereignty. You were it, but you've got to feel it in here. This is the only bit, and once you feel it in here and get it in here, you can be it. Does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? if you don't feel it, and a lot of it is like feeling the courage in there, right? And to say, look, there's nothing you can do to me, right? I am a man, I'm a woman. There's just nothing you can do to me, right? It's just like, no matter what happens, I'm going to stand here as a man. Put me in prison, do what you want, take everything from me. I'm still going to stand and look you in the eyes and tell you I'm a man. That's all it is. And it's in here and it's in here, right? And that's what I am. And that's what my aura is. And that's what my essence is. And that's all it'll ever be. And you cannot take that away from me, no matter what you do. I'm not saying you can't give me pain, you can't beat me, you can't be bleeding and doing all that. I don't give a fuck, right? You can do it all like that. I've been through it all. It's just like, I am always going to be a man. I'm going to be sovereign, and you cannot take it away from me. And you people, they cannot take it away from you, right? So you stand as a man and as a woman, right? And you stand on that, and that is how we'll progress forward. Okay? I know that you've got to learn a little bit more, and that I know, I feel like that, and I want to be like that, but but what if they said this, and what if they said that? Well, this is what I'm here for, to try and give you little bits and try and help you a little bit, okay? All right? But just remember, that is exactly what you are, and there's nobody can take anything away from you. You're always going to be that, like that you're never going to be what they want, which is a person, which means mask wearer, right? You're always going to be a man or a woman, all right? That beautiful entity that was created by God in God's essence and God's vision to look like God in God's being. And that's all there is to it. We're all within God. God is in us, right? And it is coming out in that spirit. And you just got to allow the spirit to come in and come out and feel it, okay? That is when they can't beat you. That is when nothing is what they do, and it doesn't matter. And there's no such thing as death, so don't be scared of dying, because I don't want to do that, because I've got like Janine and the dogs, and I want to look after them. But I'm saying, right? I just know I'm energy. I'm 100% energy. So this is just meat, flesh. My energy is going to go on forever. It's been there forever. It's going to go on forever. So we don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, when you say no link, Wendy, do you mean for the course or what else? I have put one up, but I don't know how I do things. Like I'd put it up on what is this called, StreamYard, but I don't exactly know what I'm doing. But I'll put one up when I put the description up. Right, when it's finished, I'll put the description up and I'll add the link in for everything, for Mark's course and everything like that. And like you said, it's about, something that someone else wants to know, right? Believe me, something that someone else wants to know. You are an expert. Definitely, you're an expert at you, and something else that you're good at that other people, like, and you could like knock up some kind of course. I don't know, like, you got to speak to Mark. I don't know any of this stuff, but like you could knock up a tiny little mini course of something and sell it, but put it up on the internet, and he tells you, I don't know how to do it. He tells you how to get people to look at things and how to get customers and stuff like that. And he's brilliant. He's really clever, and he'll help you do that, and see, Mary, right? What you're saying there, what you've already started doing things, all right, about your dog food and stuff like that. Now you could be doing really well. You should be speaking to Mark Attwood, Mary Jane Peterson. All right, you should be, because you've already got products there. You've got stuff that you could really do, and already get that going. All right, but like, well, look, someone else has put the link in there. All right, so go, make sure that you go up. Okay, it's Mark Attwood. It is on you, and he is a friend of mine, very good friend of mine. But I'm not getting anything from this. I'm just doing it, and I'm not even doing it for his benefit, because he's said you can do it for free if you've got no money. Okay, because this is how if you can actually go without relying on a boss, right? Of like worrying about like, have you done this? Have you done that? What is your status? Are you going to give me all your medical information? No, you're not getting me medical information. All right. Or anything else. Not showing Nitya what I've got here. Okay. The but anyway, so move it down a little bit, right? Going from that course, and I thoroughly recommend it. I will put all the links up when this is saved and everything like that, and I share it on the different channels. Takes me a while to save it and record it, you know, being the total technical genius that I am. But I will put up all the links and everything like that, and I will put that course. You've got to do it. You've got to get yourself sorted. I don't care if you're working full time or everything already now. You can get ready to do something different. Do something different. Okay. You know, and think, you know, this and it is there, Marie, you hate the system. This is a way of getting out of the system. I hate the system, always hate the system. I've been fighting the system, I think, since I got put in care when I was little. And it was put in dormitories, and it was like beds, like in rows of beds, you know, it's just horrendous. Little camp beds, you know, and it was just, remember fighting all the time, trying to keep your bed space, like kind of like to stop things going on, you know. It's all just the system. It's all about depression. It's all about feeding the loosh to them. All right. But this way you can get out the system by being self-reliant, only reliant on you, being like the man or the woman. And that's what sovereignty is. It's not being sovereign to like, oh, I'm sovereign to England. Fuck England. You know, it's God, you know, and God used to swear. He did. He told me. All right. And it's being in line with spirit. All right. And you can call it God. I don't care what you call it, you know, the big one, right? Big Bob. Okay. Like Yahweh, Yahweh, Jehoshua, whatever you want to say, right? Big Bob. That's a good one. But, you know, it's being there with that essence, because that's where you come from. And it truly is. And the more that you get the feeling and the knowledge, and you see the spirituality of it all, and the only thing that happened when I was put in care, and it was like, and it was all this Catholic thing, you know, which is just complete 100% utter abuse, you know, and all the way going through like the early childhood and everything, when everyone's looking forward to Christmas. I was dreading it because I knew I have to spend hours kneeling down, you know, like doing all this ridiculous praying stuff like that. Nothing compared to what other people have done, by the way. You know, I'm not trying to say, oh, terrible childhood. It was simple. It was easy, you know. You hear about other things, bloody hell, you know. But that's what I was wanting to ask, if anyone's ever got the word. Am I using the right word here when I say catechisms? And you had to say your catechisms. And I'm sure I used to spend hours at Easter, like kneeling down and saying these catechisms. And if you didn't do it right, you used to get hit, you know. So someone tell me if that's the correct word. If you know, if you come from that like Catholic background, from in the like 60s and that, where I did, or before. But anyway, so I haven't got that much longer because I've got this call that I have to do. Bringing it down again. I've got notes. So I know I get carried away, but bringing it on to the notices. I've been doing a lot of notices for those people that were like dealing with hi Ash. Ash, oh okay. Having to go out and, you know, because given their information, okay. So the notices that I've been learning, and see, I never stop studying. I find courses that I do. I'm very deep into this trusts at the minute, as you know, very deep into the law. I mean, the real law, and it's the law review and how to express the law and how to do these notices. And on the notices, it's to being able to stand as a man or a woman. And this is the law, and this is the law under God. There is no other way. There is only God. Now, you can call it whatever name you want. I don't care. Like I say, Big Bob, Yahweh, Allah. It makes no difference. It's the same creator. It is just a creator, and it creates us, and it funnels through us, funnels the energy through us that comes out. And it comes out either in love, or it comes out in, if you don't do it correctly. But the way that we have to act and the way that we have to do our notices, we have to do them as a man or a woman. You have to think about this because it's vitally important. It is important in the way that you write it. So if I was writing a notice as a man and I'm talking to you, let's just say something dead simple. Oh, I don't know. Let's just say that you drove your car over my grass. We've got my neighbour, right? And you've pulled in, and instead of going onto your driveway, you pulled over my grass. And I've ignored it the first time. Second time you've done it, and you're ruining me grass. So if I want to write, I wouldn't write a notice, but I would say communication, and I would be approaching you like in a very friendly way. But then if you ignored me and you wouldn't like follow through on communication, when saying like, if you were like, hey Bob, you just drove over me grass and you're ruining it. Look what you've done. I've spent a lot of money on that. Can you help me repair it? Because you caused the damage. And if you've ignored me, we'll move up to a notice. So when you're doing a notice, you have to actually talk to them as a man. So you don't say, look, and you'd need to talk to them as a man or a woman, whatever they were, but just say it's Bob, a man, my neighbor, right? And I would say, when I'm talking to him, I need to direct it to him as a man and talk as a man. So I would say greetings to the man, Bob. A man, someone who acts sometimes as Bob, my neighbor, right? When I'm saying man, I'll be using a colon. When I'm saying Bob, I'd be using a colon and a semicolon as I'm going about the name, making it a fact. Because I make the man a fact. Because he is a fact, he's real. He's not a fiction, which is what is a capitalized name. See the difference? All right. So when he's ignored my communication, then I put him on notice, and I say, from there, I'm noticing you because you have caused me caused a harm to I, not me, caused a harm to I, lowercase I, with the dot on the top. Yeah. I. That is I. Okay, that is I. And I am a man, right? So that is I, a man. I don't know if that's written backwards when you watch the camera. You'll have to tell me. Okay. This is corporate. All right. Okay. That is I, a man. I have a head because I'm alive. I've been decapitated. There's no head. So you're not a man or a woman. You're not alive. You're dead. You see what I mean? Do you get that? Do you understand? Does that make sense? It's spellology. Right? It's witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. All they're ever trying to do is like kill you, or make you believe you're dead, or write and tell everyone else that you're dead. Okay? So, like, right from the very beginning, it's all about being dead, and all they want you to do is be dead. And if you're not dead, like as in lost. I've lost you, Marie. Did you not see that? Look at that one. Look, that's the same letter, but that's how many letters are in the alphabet? I'll ask you a question. Tell me, how many letters are in the alphabet? It's terrible. I would have put my normal camera on, my better camera, but the picture's terrible. But I'm upstairs, and I have got a little bit less room. But Janine's having to speak to somebody in Hawaii, so we've had to like make the best of it. Sorry about that. How many letters are in the alphabet? Okay. Go on, keep telling me. 29 in Norway. All right, you must have a few extra of those things then. I understand. We used to actually teach martial arts. When I was in Spain, I used to teach it in a Norwegian college. You know? So we've had the Divine Science and Ash. Laura as well. Laura Moore kind of said the correct one. It's all spells, it's all magic. Have to keep an eye on the time. It is 52, by the way. All right. In the English one I'm talking about, 52. Because you've got 26 lowercase and 26 higher case. All right. Does that make sense, Marie? So we have lowercase, which is real. It's real. And we have uppercase, which is corporate. Okay. So when we talk about ourselves, and it's a man or a woman, is still I a man, I a woman. Right? Now, I just want you to think about this. I've got no problem at all. I don't care if you're a man, a woman. You can want to identify yourself as a pen, an elephant, a giraffe, or a pink fairy. I have no problem, no idea. I could not care less. I don't care, if you're attracted to men and women, men only. It makes no difference. Not my business. Don't care. All right. But they do. They do, because they want you to have a title. All right. They want you to have a title. This is what it's all about, titles. It's not about the sexuality part, by the way. I'm just saying that this is a way that they make you take a title voluntarily, because they're begging for it now. Look at the schools in America. The schools are going through riots and all sorts, and people are getting arrested. Hideous things happening in them schools, and it's here, and it's coming here. And what they're doing is they're actually educating the children. They would talk. Some of the kids are coming in, they're like 6 and 7 year olds, and they're talking about like the sexual organs of men and women, and they know what it means and they know what it is. And some of them even talking about they know what anal sex is. And these are like 9 and 10-year-old kids that know what anal sex is. Why the fuck does that age group know something like that? And it's getting taught in school. But anyway, it's not about the stuff. It is about, right, a title, making them, and they are begging for titles. Okay. Instead of being a man or a woman, they're every single thing in between. Because if you cannot declare yourself as a man or a woman, you cannot express yourself in law. If you cannot express yourself in law, and it is God's law, you have no rights at all, and they can do to you whatever they like, because you are nothing. You are a title. And if you are a title, hi Liz, you are property. Yeah, you are a pink fairy though, Andrea. That's different. But you are a woman who acts as a pink fairy. All right, that's different, you see. She's still a woman. But that's a fact. And they're trying to create titles. That's why they create titles. And it is Mr., Mrs., Miss. It's all a title. Ms., right? You're not one or the other. It's titles. Once you accept the title, defendant, right, in a court case, plaintiff in a court case, it's a title. You have no rights. They own you. You are property. Does that make sense? You see what I'm coming from? This is what I'm talking about, the notices. When you write the notices, I'm going to show you a hell of a lot more over the next few weeks on how to do these notices. I've been doing tons of them for people. and I know it looks weird, and I know it might look, because sometimes it seems like, oh, it's old English. It's not. It's how it should be written. It's English, right? And now you could probably translate it. I know we've got a few people from different countries, but right, you have to translate it into the way of being a man or a woman and talking that way. Okay, so you express law. The only way to live law and use law is to express it. If you can't express law, and you can hold your own court in an open court anywhere, any court that you want, if you do it correctly. All right. Let's see what everyone's saying. I haven't got much longer, so I'll be asking for some questions soon, because I got this call with this other sovereign group. Oh, in about 10 minutes. And I'm not doing a private members talk tomorrow, but I am next Saturday. Yes, I am. Okay, and I've still been working very hard on this Daniel Booker is his name. We've done a video together, and he pays no tax. I mean, I know I can help you with that as well anyway, but it's good when you listen to him or he tells you how to do it. And he claimed it back for 3 years, claimed all his tax back that he'd already paid for 3 years. They gave him it back. The government gave him it back. And that was in Australia, right? But, and they all ruled like the same as us, by the way, it's no different. But, I'm going to get that, just a little bit of beer. A pale ale, Marie. Where is that scene? Where is it? Are you a defendant or a principal? You're neither, because that's a title. If you're a defendant, it's a title. If you're a principal, it's a title. You're a man, and that's all, or a woman, and that's all you ever have to be. Okay, a man or a woman, and you have to express law as a man or a woman. I am a man, right? And when you put claim in against, and this is a good thing, and I've done a few things, and for different countries as well, and I want to start giving a little bit more information out so that. Yeah, I will do that, Ash. And it's not about. Well, it is about how to. It's making a claim. It's not taking someone to court. It's making a claim, and you can reverse a court case. Now, I haven't got time to do it now, but just say that you got took in like for speeding, let's say. So you could go in and say like, and they say where is Peter Wilson, right? Or is Mr. Peter Wilson in here? I would stand up, and I wouldn't give all this baloney about like. I'm the representative of this. I'm that. I would put, I'm the man. I am the man, Peter. And I'm here to press a claim. And if they say, oh, you can't do that, we need to see who is, because you're here for like a speeding fine, whatever. I would say, well, bring forth the man or the woman who can claim harm or loss by eye. Who is the man or woman that can claim harm or loss by eye? Because there is no man or woman that can claim harm or loss by eye for those that are like in a speeding fine or a parking ticket. There is no harm. There is no harm or loss. And if you can actually start working it and get it into your mind and work it through that, whereas the harm and loss for being a man, that is how to actually work it on there, So and that's how to do the notices, and that's how to actually start expressing law and being like yourself, and that is sovereign as well, by the way. It's all about being a man or a woman, so I tell you what it is, I'm gonna have to shoot very, very soon. So if anyone's got any questions, you can fire them in the chat. I'll have a quick look and see if I can help anybody, but it will be quick. Work badge has a title with that irritates me. Do I request it to be removed? Take your badge off, man. Throw your badge in a bin. Yeah, see, Mary Jane Peterson, I'm talking to you, right? You want to get that link that someone put it up before about Mark's course, because you can do the course, and it doesn't matter how, I can't remember who it is now. There's plenty of people in there, just so you know, and this is for everybody, about dyslexia, Right, I did message Wendy as well, but I will chat to you about that as well, a plan B. But yeah, Wendy, we'll have a chat about that. Not on here. A reading list. See, that's the thing. You see, I need my bloody glasses. It's getting Robert. Isn't it, Robert? Where is it gone? Yeah, Robert. Yeah, you know, it's just part of the thing. What Mark keeps telling me as well is that I should have on my website. There's a list of books. You know, some of them are probably too big and too complicated, and that's why I'm going to start making a few more. Like, I wouldn't call them books, but I would call them booklets, where it like shows you. You know, different things. And what I will say as well about stuff like I haven't got much longer. Black Law's Dictionary, stuff like that. You got to remember, this is legal. Black law is legal. We're talking about lawful. All right, boom, boom. Two different things. We want to be lawful in law as a man. You can't be a man in legal. You can't be a man in Black Law's Dictionary. Can't be. You know, so, or any of the others. I mean, I've got them up there, and I've got them over there. There's Bouvier's Dictionary in Law. I've got Halesbury's Laws of England. I've got them up there, and you know, obviously, and I do relate to them. I do use them, you know. But when you're talking about it, when you want to express the law, you can only do it as a man. And there's only one thing, but you see, if you want to like say to somebody, well, you've caused me a harm. You've caused me how do you cause someone a harm? You cause a harm through a trespass. Different. This is where the English language has been bastardized to make it false. There's no such thing as trespassing. That's stupid, right? It's a trespass. It's in the Lord's Prayer. Trespass. They use the word trespass. Forgive those who trespass against us, as we forgive those who trespass. Trespass is a serious word, and you cause harm by trespass through theft, through kidnap, through assault, right? So if you know, say you got arrested and they put these cuffs on, they always do it, and it's clamped so hard and it's bruised you. You have caused trespass, right, by way of personal injury. All right. So you've got to really study, and I am going to help, and I'm going to put tons of information out on how to study the words and how to study the law words, right? Don't try and follow in English, because the English has been completely like eradicated, really. You know, it's not English. You're not talking English. We're talking, I don't know what we're talking, pidgin English. All right. And we'll have to get back to what you would think was Old English. But it's not really, it's just real lawful English, and translated into whatever language that you're using. But that, obviously I can speak English, you know. So it's all about harm or loss, right? The property of I. So if they take your children, that's the property of I. You have caused me a trespass by way of theft through the property of I. You've taken the property of I. And if you do it correctly and notice the judges correctly, you're putting them on notice, and I require a remedy from you because you have caused a trespass to I through theft of my property, my son. Yeah? Can you see what I'm saying? So then you're putting them, and you can actually put them in a court position. You can hold an open court. You don't have to worry about a court de jure. You don't have to worry about anything like that. But I'm going to have to shoot off. I'm going to have to close it down, because I do have to do this call with this sovereign group that have sent me a link. Yeah, Jez, you like that bit? You understand. Or not understand. It's like you comprehend. Because it's not correct English, Michelle. I. Property of I. You can't say me. You can't say my. Okay? You have harmed I. You have caused a trespass to I. You have took the property of I. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Everyone's saying goodbye, and thank you very much for listening. I know it was shorter than normal, but like I've got a call, and they want to chat to me and discuss something with me about their group and whatnot. And it's good to mix. It's good to help each other and mix in with all the different groups. We're all one. We're all man and woman under God, or Yahweh, Yahweh, Allah, or Big Bob, whatever you want to call it. Okay. All right. So be there for each other. Australian, lovely. I love it. We've got loads of people from there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed, and I will put this up on YouTube. It's saved and everything like that, and I'll put it up on in my own what do you call it, Facebook stuff and that. Okay, so take care, everyone. I will see you all later. I'll be back on next Friday. Usually, probably about like 1:30 by the time that I've sorted it out. I haven't got as much hassle going on with running around, but I've got 2 minutes left. Take care. Love to everyone. Peace out. Okay. Take care of each other. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, everyone.